Yes, guys, you are tuned in to the My Naked Truth show right here on Feminine Touch Radio. Just gonna play a bit of music and then we'll start with the show in a bit. So stay tuned. Yes, welcome, good evening one and all, and welcome to the My Naked Truth show right here on Feminine Touch Radio. My name is Yannick Taylor, and I'm here with my lovely co-host as usual, Audrey Jackson.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Welcome, guys. And as you know, we always have a guest on the show, so we do have our lovely guest, Curlyn Daley, and she's here today to share her story and talk about her book, My Gifts, God's Influence Forging This Story. So we can't wait to get into the story. But before I do that, I'm going to hand it over to Mrs. Jackson for her to just take over the show. There you go, Mrs. Jackson.
Yes, here I am, everybody. Okay, good afternoon. I'm going to read out what I always read out at the beginning of the show. So, My Naked Truth show captures the stories of us who the spiritual status quo is no longer enough. My Naked Truth makes space for us to ask questions, reflect, resist, and have victory over society's double standards that have deeply impacted us. Through stories and conversations, My Naked Truth is a pathway to community reflection and healing for us who are churched, unchurched, or find ourselves somewhere in between. This show increases thoughts, trials, and triumphs of people figuring out their faith and truth authentically. In this space, nothing is taboo and shame is unwelcome. Here we speak about the unspoken. My story, your story, is our story. And then the quote from Marianne Williamson: our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small doesn't serve the world.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you for that. You want to say hello, Curlyn? Just so that we hear your voice.
Hi all.
Yeah. Hi. Okay, so over back to you, Audrey. Why are you grinning like that, Audrey?
Oh, God. Anyway, let's try to be professional. Right, Curlyn, I'm going to ask you a question that I always ask the guests, and the question is, what are you living with? what are you living with, and if only they knew?
Okay. What am I living with? I'm living with my life being changed by domestic violence. And if only they knew that I'd gone through domestic violence 42 years ago, and to God be the glory that I am now walking in that change, and that I'm able to use that experience to now help other women.
Wow.
So,
Awesome.
yes.
Awesome. Okay.
Drop the mic.
Isn't it?
Beautiful.
Yeah, I love that thing, living with, if only they knew.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes, guys, if you're just tuning in, you are tuned into the My Naked Truth show right here on Feminine Touch Radio. And today we're here with Curlyn Daley, who's here to share her story. And she's going to talk about her book that she wrote, which is called My Gifts, God's Influence, Forging This Story. So, Curlyn.
Yes.
Do you want to tell the audience about yourself? Start by telling them about yourself, and then you can, go into your story.
Okay. Bit difficult to
Who
talk
are
about
you?
yourself. Who am I? My name's Curlyn.
Yeah.
I'm originally from Stoke-on-Trent.
Wow.
Born and bred. Got 5 siblings.
Okay.
Mum and dad are now passed.
Yeah.
But at the time, when I left Stoke-on-Trent, my parents were planning to emigrate to Jamaica. They had built a house. Growing up, 2 things my mum used to talk about. Them going back home to live, and God soon come.
Yeah.
But my mum was able to go back to Jamaica, but my father passed away like 2 weeks prior to them going, but she still promised him and still went. And they left in December, and I moved to Wolverhampton.
Okay.
In the June.
So you've been living in Wolverhampton ever since your mom left to go back to Jamaica?
83, since 83.
Okay. And what is it that you do now as work?
I work as a social care practitioner. I work for Birmingham City Council. I work with the elderly, putting care packages together.
Okay.
So,
Wow. So your story started when your mom left, or
yes,
do you want to start from there?
Yeah, my story started when my mum left, or I'd say prior to, because when I found out that I was pregnant, having my son, my mum was saying...
What age was that?
17 going into 18.
Okay.
Yeah. And my mum was saying, why don't I come back home with them? But, you feel so you're big.
Yeah.
And I thought, no, it's okay. I want to live with my man, set up home and so forth. So that's what I did. Yeah.
Wow.
But before moving to Wolverhampton, I'd met him at a party. And my mum used to say, if you won't go anywhere, just ask. So this party was coming up, and, my friends and everybody was going. So I asked if I could go to this party. She said no. And I was thinking, but you said to ask, because usually I would sneak and go.
Yeah.
So anyway, she said no. So what did I do?
Sneak and go.
Yeah. And met my son's father, and that was the beginning of the story. So like I said, I moved to Wolverhampton in June 1983.
Yeah.
Had my son in January. I moved in with his his mother and siblings. And it was, exciting, you're going to be a little boyfriend and all of that. And then, like I said, 2 weeks prior, my father took sick. His mother also passed away.
Okay.
More or less the same time. and it was the day of his mother's funeral, and his mum passed away before my father passing away, and it was the day of the funeral, and you know, I'm there in the kitchen helping the aunt dish out food and so forth, and I'd given his brothers, because it was all boys, more food than him, but not thinking, oh, I've given this one more than the other.
Yeah.
Anyway, he got angry with me and slapped me in my face in front of everybody. And, you know, you're shame.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So, cleared up everything, grabbed my son and went upstairs away from everybody. And you're thinking, But I did excuse his behaviour, because I'm thinking, he's grieving, you know. So, not that it was acceptable, but at that time, not thinking that it was domestic violence or anything like that. I just thought that he's grieving. So as time went on, we got our own place, you know. And, you know, you're excited. You get your first council place. You got your man.
Yeah,
So your big woman move in, me, my son and him. And starting to make life, decorate and so forth. And then different little incidences were happening.
Wow.
And you're thinking, that's not right.
Yeah.
And, you know, he'd argue or want to fight me, or I'd prepare the meal and call him downstairs. But he wouldn't come down straight away. He'd come down after a while. And by this time, the food's gone cold. So then it's an argument. You'd throw the plate up the wall and be arguing, fighting, and, you know. So there was those little incidences as we're going on. And then the biggest thing was my friend was coming over from Stoke to spend the day. So, you know, you're there tidying up, making sure that everything's in place and so forth. And he kept finding different jobs for me to do, emptying out to, you know, the old-time wall units, what's got the lever to pull down to put things in. Be unpacking all of them, so I'm having to tidy up, you know, and I'm thinking, she's going to be here in a minute. Anyway, she came, and about an hour later, after she came, we went town. This must have been about after 3. We went town. But even though I'd gone out and was having a nice time with her, at the same time I'm thinking, time's going. I wasn't given her time to come back, but you know when you know within yourself, time's going.
It's going to be a problem.
Yeah. So walked her to the train station and headed home. By now it's got to be about going up to 6 of an evening. So I'm walking up the road and I can feel my heart going. Do you know when you know you've done something wrong and you go and get beaten off your parents?
Yeah.
That
That's how you felt. Wow.
Feeling. So got to the front door, opened the door, and then as I opened the door, the living room door was also ajar. And I could see my son sitting down in the chair, and I could see him in the settee looking at me. So as I'm going in further now, I could see from the look in his face that
Something is going to happen.
I've looked down and I can see this rounder's bat. And I'm thinking, Anyway, he started beating me with this rounder's bat. And you're black and blue and, you know, sent me to bed. But it wasn't like our room. It was my son's room, you know. And then I'm lying up there and, you know, you're just thinking, what's happening? How comes this is happening to me? And so forth.
Yeah,
and
all kind of things running through your head.
Yeah. And then to think, I'm lying in my son's room. Anyway, next morning come downstairs, just about able to pick up my son. Trevor must have been about, I don't know, maybe about 3, 4, 83, no. About 3. So I've picked him up. I'm bruised and everything. And he would come and talk to me like nothing's happening. What are you doing today? Da-da-da-da. You know, you're looking and
you
thinking,
get confused.
Yeah, like, don't you realise that you'd beat me up last night with the rounders bat, you know? But then you brush it off and you carry on and doing whatever you're doing for the day and so forth. And then his friends would come round if he'd gone out. Couldn't open the door and talk to them. I'd have to talk to them through the window.
Yeah.
And different things like that, you know. And every time the beatings got worse until I got to a place of running away. I'd run to my friends. There was a friend who moved from Stoke as well to Wolverhampton. We were very close then, Stephanie. And I'd run to her house. He'd come down there, get me, bring me back home, because he'd want to fight the two of us and argue with her and so forth. So I'd come back home. He'd want to have sex with me, forcibly, you know, and if I didn't, he'd set the cold water bath and put me in and so forth, or beat me with this belt he used to have. Wow. So there were, you know, as time went on.
And these things, by this, your mum had gone back to Jamaica now?
By this time, my mum had gone back to Jamaica.
So you were sort of like on your own? No?
I was. And just getting to know people in Wolverhampton. Not like now.
Yeah.
Each time I'd phone my brothers, I got 2 elder brothers, one would come and talk and to make sure everything's okay. The other one would want to come and fight, and he would run off, you know what I mean? But yeah. So each time this situation or the beatings would get worse. Another time he hit me, I fell on a glass and cut the side of my neck and jaw. The scar's fading now. And that's how it would go on. I would go to evening classes. I'd come home. He would want to physically search me to make sure that I've not gone off with anyone, you know what I mean? And things like that, until, you know, as time gets on and it's like not even being able to remember things. I'd go to the shop and I'd get halfway to the bottom of the road and think, what am I going to the shop for? So I'd have to come back home. And then afterwards it got to a thing as I'd have to write everything down on a piece of paper.
Because you couldn't remember.
I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember. And I would walk holding on to this piece of paper like for my dear life, because anyhow I came back home and said, what did I need to go the shop for and so forth. I knew that I was going to get hit again. So it was very traumatic, you know, and just thinking about what to do, where to go and so forth, you know.
That sounds like a really hard time, because you didn't have your mom.
I didn't have my mom, didn't have no...
And at that time, would you say that, because that's around the time your dad had just died as well?
Yeah.
So you were actually grieving, but based on what you're saying, it didn't even sound like you got the chance to grieve properly.
No.
So you were vulnerable.
Very.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think about the grieving process that you're talking about, because no, I didn't. It was just one thing after another after. Yeah.
Wow.
You're just surviving and also trying to protect my son as well, you know. So,
Wow. I know we're talking about some really sensitive stuff on the radio today, guys. But there is Curlyn, because this is what she does. She's got she's able to, if anyone out there is affecting or anything, you know, you'll be able to what you call it again? Post. What did you call it? Audrey? We'll be able to
Signpost.
Yeah, that's it. Be able to signpost you to for anybody who's experiencing anything, what Curlyn is going through as well. Went through. Yeah. So, but we're gonna take a break. We're gonna give her a break to recoup because I know this is not easy. And she has said a lot since we started. So yes, we're gonna take a break, guys. Don't go anywhere, and we'll be back with you. Okay. Yes, guys, that was Luther Vandross. Never Too Much. So we're back on the air now with the My Naked Truth show. And I just want to send a shout out to everyone that's been listening in. So if you're just tuning in, you are tuned into the My Naked Truth show right here on Feminine Touch Radio with myself, Unique, and co-host Audrey. And we're here with our lovely, lovely guest, Curlyn Daley. And she's just here sharing her story. And we're here to talk about her book as well, which is called My Gifts. God's Influence Forging This Story. Wow. Guys, if you're just tuning in, you've missed a powerful start to the story. So just have to listen to the recording. But my, we had to take a quick break and come back. Had to give her a quick break to breathe and then come back. So just want to send shout out to Audrey That's my mom in Jamaica tuning in. Your twin, Audrey.
My twin, my Jamaican twin.
And Shauna, as usual, one of our big supporters as well. She says, hi, Jan and Audrey. Hi, Curlyn, tuned in. This is going to be a great show.
Hi, Ashana.
Hi, darling.
And then we have Cheeto. Hi, ladies. I'm tuning in and looking forward to another great show.
Hi, Cheeto.
Yes. And Ashana is saying, Curlyn is such a strong woman.
Amen.
And then Leah says, I've been privileged to hear your story, Curlyn. And because you told your story, I didn't feel on my own with it. God sent you to tell your story right on time. You are phenomenal, a true inspiration to women. Wow. Amen. Thank you, Leah. And then there's one from Diamond says, salute you, strong women, for being a voice for the voiceless and for showing that with God and time you can overcome. Amen. Definitely.
Diamonds, thank you.
Cheeto says, thanks for sharing, Curlyn. You've been
welcome.
through a lot and are a strong woman. And then Cornita says, hi ladies. Hi Cornita. And we do have a giveaway, guys. So, just to let you know from now. So make sure you're listening to the show, right? Because we're going to ask a question from it. So make sure you are listening in. So we do have a giveaway. So thanks to everyone that's listening in. Thanks to our silent listeners as well. We know you're listening in, so thanks for joining the show. So, over to you. Who am I over to? Curlyn or Audrey?
No,
you want to say have you got anything to say, Audrey?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Have you got to finish off what you were saying, or you're going to start something new?
Well, I finished off there. I was going to start something new.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll ask my question then. So, based on what you've said, and thank you for sharing what you said.
Yeah.
What would you say to the young person that you was then? Knowing who you are now, and what life has taught you and what wisdom you've gained, what would you have said to your younger self?
To have got out. To have got out of that abusive relationship. Because at that time, like I said, my mum had gone. I hadn't got anyone, financially as well. And you think to yourself that you can't survive. I've got my son, and where am I going to go? Yeah. But I know, looking back, that I could have got out. I would have been okay. Yeah. I would have been okay because I was okay because I got out.
It's okay to get out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That just when you're talking, because and you're saying the things that you would do in front of other people and just be doing these things. And you think, when you think now and think then, you think, whoa. Because sometimes you do ask the question, why would I allow that to happen?
That's right.
But then, as you said just before the show break, that you were grieving, so you didn't even get to be grieving because you're having to deal with what's happening. And you would have, there's so many things that you would probably have been going through at the time because you had a young child. So you don't even know if you were going through post, what they call it?
Postnatal depression.
Postnatal depression. All of these things could be happening to you. But did you even get time? Thinking back, did you even get time to think about those things? Like going through as a mom?
No. Because, back in the day, I have these conversations with my daughter. She thinks about different aspects of bringing up her children. And she'll ask me questions and I'll say, no, don't have time to think about that. You just get on with it. Yeah. So coming to Wolverhampton was a decision, a big decision. His mum passing away, my dad passing away, having my son, making life. So you just got on with it. You didn't have time to stop and think or understand
what you were even going through.
What I was going through. I just knew after a while that I was felt as if I was losing my mind. And like I said, I'd write things down, and to a certain extent, I do that now. I know that's one of the things from then. I write things down to keep an account of, you know. But yeah.
So you'd write things down then?
So not to forget. So not to forget. And like I said, it just felt as if I was losing my mind. And now I just give God thanks that I'm in my right mind, because I know, even now I'm talking to you and I can see myself at the bottom of the road, standing there on the corner, thinking about what have I got to go to the shops for, and thinking the shops are that way and home's back that way, and scared to go back up the road to ask.
What was it again?
Yeah.
I want to ask that question in another way.
Go on.
How would you mother yourself?
How would I
have mothered yourself?
When you say mothered myself, in what
like,
sense?
What kind of comfort would you give yourself at that time, at that age?
None.
Okay.
None. My whole being was about looking after my son, bringing up my son, caring for my son. When I left, I ended up leaving my son.
Yeah, because
wow. Just so that I could get sorted, situated, find a place, and so forth. Prior to leaving, and you know, you think to yourself, how am I going to get out of this? Like I said, there's been numerous times I would, when he'd send me upstairs to the room, I'd climb through the window and escape and go down to my friends, and he would bring me back and so forth. And I remember this one particular time and thinking, can't be doing this no more. I've had enough. I'm tired. And I tried to commit suicide twice. But the first time was, I'd written this note, I took some tablets, paracetamol tablets, and I just lay there. But then he came, found me, went to hospital, got my stomach pumped, and came back home. And then the second time, I thought, not writing a note.
Just in case.
Just took these tablets, and I just lay there in bed and thought, yeah, this is it.
Wow.
And then the next morning, I woke up, the sun shining through the curtains on my face, and thinking, it's not worked, it's not happened. I don't get this, Lord. I want to go. I can't deal with this no more. And I just made up my mind then. I've got to leave.
Yeah.
I've got to leave.
So, you know, when you actually took, because, you know, you're saying you took the tablets, you were lying there, you were just ready to go. There was no fear.
No. When I lay there, I can say, when I lay there holding my son in my arms and thinking, yeah, this is it. And I lay there and holding him close to me. But like now, now when I think about that, to lie there with my son in my arms, and God forbid if I had succeeded in dying that night, how would it have been for my son?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing. I didn't even think about
that, yeah.
The trauma he would have faced, knowing that I died holding him. It didn't occur to me. I just wanted the comfort of my son while I was going to go. And that was all what was on my mind. Not my mom, not my siblings, not even my son. Just I
wanted to go
be out of this. Yeah, to go. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah.
Okay, so we're going to take another quick break, guys. Yeah. So just give us a minute and we'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. You are tuned in to the My Naked Truth show right here on Feminine Touch Radio. And my name is Unique, and I'm here with my co-host, Audrey. And we do have a lovely guest on today, Curlyn Daley, where she's sharing her story, and she's here to talk about her book, which is called My Gifts, God's Influence Forging This Story, powerful story. We just got some people online. Audrey, do you want to read shout outs?
I'll do them. So Chido says, thanks for sharing, Curlyn. You've been through a lot and are a strong woman. Cornita and Denise say hi.
Yeah.
Angela says, very powerful. Curlyn, you are blessed. Continue to walk in the strength God has given you. Grace, hi Curlyn, loving this show so far. God has always been with you every step of the way. Paulette, Curlyn is a strong, positive woman. Powerful story, bless you. I know your story will provide strength to someone out there who needed to hear. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, bless you. And then Chido again, it's that hugging emoji.
Yeah, she's giving you a hug.
I know exactly what that's like, and I thank God that you made it through.
Amen.
Thank you everyone who's
Thank you.
put on the chat.
Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for listening in. Very powerful story. So over to you, Curlyn. Because you were talking about, I think we finish off with talking about leaving.
Yes. I did eventually leave. And like I said, I left my son. We used to have a childminders, and I'd drop him off at the childminder. And then this particular day, we dropped him off at the childminder. He would come to, like, I was going to work or college. He would take me on bus. And then this particular day, it was a Wednesday, and got to the college. He turned back to go to work. And then I came home, got the bus, come home, and packing my stuff.
Oh, so you didn't bother to go to college?
No.
Okay.
And, when you're there, packing your things and thinking to yourself, please, Lord, for whatever reason, don't let him come back home, because what am I going to say? What am I doing here? Because I'm supposed to be at college. So I'm packing all my things, and I left, and I brought some of my things to my friend's sister, and then I went go into Haven Hostel down Tetnall, so that this time when he came, I wasn't at my friend's, because like I said, he would come there and bring me back. So I stayed at the hostel. So I was there until I got rehoused, and still went go see my friend. Didn't see Trevor. I didn't see Trevor for about 3 months. Moved into my property, and my friend came and stayed with me that night as well when I first moved in. And we were there, just enjoying free.
Freedom,
And we heard a knock on the door. When we looked, it was him. He came round, right, and he was asking about getting back together and so forth, and and I obviously am saying no, and what you're doing here, you're not supposed to. By this time we had gone to court, took out an injunction on him. He was having contact sessions with his son. So anyway, we're arguing at the front door, and he pulled me out of the front doorway.
Wow.
Beat me up, broke my collarbone, my face was disfigured, and I was unconscious. Went into hospital, and it was me, Stephanie, and he came. When I came round, he's stroking my face, asking
at the hospital.
Yeah, asking if I'm okay, like it was somebody else.
Yeah.
Stephanie went go get the nurse and said, we don't want him to be here. So they went. The police came, asked if I wanted to press charges, and I was saying no, because I'm scared.
Yeah.
After coming out of hospital, being discharged, I went go stay at Stephanie's, and we discussed it, and I decided to press charges. And all he got was, I didn't have to attend court. But all he got was 125 hours community service.
That's it?
That's all back then. And pay a fine, and that was it. That was it. So, yeah. But, you know.
I mean, how did that make you feel, you know, when you press the charges and
angry,
then...
you know, after all what I've gone through, and even this last incident of, when I say my face was disfigured, it was like pushed to one side, and my eyes were black and blue and in pain, and you know what I mean? And just to think that all you got, and when you had psychiatric...
Content.
You had to go for psychiatric
counselling.
Yeah. And the thing about it, when I first met him, he used to tell me about how his dad used to beat his mum, and majority of his siblings are the same.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did the dad used to beat him as well?
I don't know about beating him, but
you used to experience it.
The domestic violence with his mother. So you
think
when you hear the stories, you never think that it's going to happen to you.
Yeah,
you know. But yeah,
wow,
yeah. So that's more or less it, really. And as time's gone on, I do see him. He doesn't live that far from where I'm living now.
So, you know, when you pressed that charge then, did he leave you alone?
No.
Oh.
I used to come out of work, he would be there, but he couldn't come so far near me.
Yeah.
Like trying to intimidate me. Yeah. And every time I saw him in town, I'd run into a shop, or the first time I saw him, and ran back to work, and then I had to tell my manager all about what had happened, you know, the shame and everything, and he's out there, so I got escorted home. They phoned the police, and the police escorted me home. But yeah, for a while, for a couple of years, I'd like be running and hiding every time I saw him, in fear of what he's going to do. And I think the first time I stood up to him was my mum had come back from Jamaica due to ill health, and me and my son, I can't remember if Shireen was born then, we'd go and visit. Yes, she was. We'd go and visit my mum, and this particular day he'd phoned Trevor up, and he's arguing on the phone with Trevor as we're in the car. And I'm thinking, no, I don't think so. This ain't happening anymore.
Yeah.
So I got the phone off Trevor, and I argued back with him, leave him alone, don't talk to him, you know, arguing back, and I click off the phone, and give Trevor back the phone. But you know, you click off the phone, I was thinking, oh my Lord, what have I done? Oh my God, what have I done? And you know, I'm shaking, but at the same time I'm thinking, you're not arguing with him anymore, you're not arguing, you know. But yeah, so then started to get a bit more braver, stronger within myself. And this one particular time I saw him at the bus stop, years later, obviously. And it was pouring down the rain, and drove round the roundabout, and one man said, go pick him up. I'm thinking, how can I pick him up? Supposing he does anything to me. So anyway, I picked him up, and I don't know which one was more
scared,
whether him or myself. And I said to him, do you want a lift? Where are you going? He said, I'm going town. And he says, are you sure? And I'm saying, yeah.
Come in.
Come. Come. Yeah, but yeah, come. And he came in the car. We hardly spoke, but I was at ease. I was at ease, and I dropped him off, and all I kept thinking afterwards, oh my God, what have you done? What have you done? You know what I mean? But at the same time, I just thought to myself, he can't do nothing to me no more.
No.
Cannot do nothing to me anymore. So yeah, to God.
And that was an act of bravery.
Act of bravery.
And it made you feel good after
it. Made me feel good. And it also made me know that I've forgiven you.
Yeah.
You can't do me nothing anymore.
Wow.
I'm not in that place. I'm not that person anymore. Yeah.
It's powerful.
Powerful. Thanks to everyone listening in. Just have a few things. You want to read out? Audrey, should I?
You read it,
So thanks for joining in, Jackie H. is saying, Curlyn, you are such an inspiration. Having a non-judgmental conversation will hopefully help others currently going through domestic abuse. Oh, sorry to hear that, Jackie. Well, Curlyn is able to, I'll let you give out the information later. So, yes, Jackie. And then we have Michael, who says, you are a strong woman. Well done to come through such an ordeal. Then Ashana saying, Curlyn, your story is bringing healing and hope to so many other victims of DV. God kept you for such a time as this.
Amen.
What the enemy meant for evil, God meant it for good. Look at you now. And then she says, ain't no stopping you now. You're on the move. Upwards and onwards, babes.
Oh,
yes.
You, babe.
Oh, gosh. Do you want to just share, because this Jackie H, I'm guessing this person is anonymous. Yeah. And they say they're currently going through domestic abuse.
Yeah.
So,
Hi Jackie, and to all the other ladies out there who are experiencing domestic violence or need somebody to talk to, you're welcome to phone me. I've always got a listening ear, and I've got other resources. I've got the Back in Control Consultancy and Advocacy Helpline. They're a domestic abuse specialist, Veronica Simpson. The Haven, which is a charitable organisation based in Wolverhampton. They're based on Waterloo Road. They're an organisation that helped me how many years ago? So, yes, definitely The Haven. The Black Country Women's Aid, that's in West Brom. Their contact number is 0121 553 0090. And then we've also got the Birmingham and Solihull Women's Aid. Excuse me. That's based in Bristol Street, Birmingham, and their contact number is 0121 685 8687.
What if Jackie's not local? So are you going to be putting your number in the chat, or? Yeah, we can put it in chat.
Definitely.
Probably like an email address.
Yes.
So, because if you're not local as well, Curlyn will be able to advise you on where you could go, depending on the area that you live in. I'm sure she'll be able to probably signpost it to somebody locally who can then know what to do if you're not in the area. So, yeah, thanks for listening in, guys. If you're just tuning in, you're tuned in to the My Naked Truth Show right here on Feminine Touch Radio. So, Curlyn, you've written a book. After all that you've gone through, you've written a book.
Yes.
Okay, so tell us, how did that come about?
Oh, gosh. My book came about through a friend in America, Sean Coelho. We do the Motivated Outstanding Mothers. It's a yearly event whereby we honour women who have gone through trauma, or celebrating women as well. And she had written a book, and she kept encouraging me to write my book, my story, with her publisher, Mercy Miles, who's also in America. It was a challenge of writing your story within 7 days. And I was thinking, no. How can you write your story in 7 days? No way. Anyway, you keep thinking about it, and I like challenging.
Yeah.
So got in touch with Mercy, and we discussed it, and I thought, I'm going to do it.
Wow.
But then afterwards I got scared and thought, I phoned her up, I said, no, because how can you possibly write a book within 7 days? And then afterwards I was thinking, no, I'm going to do it. So we started with a group of other ladies, and she coached me and so forth. And I wrote my book within 7
days?
No, within 4 days.
Wow.
4 days I wrote my book. And I'm so in awe of my book, my gifts, you know, in terms of all the different events that I've gone through, which are negative events. I give God thanks that I'm able to turn it all around, and I call them my gifts.
Wow.
Because now I'm able to help another woman, whether it's through domestic violence, whether it's through divorce, remarriage. My son was incarcerated. I didn't think that I would live through that experience because, you know, it just felt like a death. So all of these, being promiscuous, all of these different traumatic events, when I started to write my book, I didn't see them as a negative. I saw them as a positive. So hence why my gifts came about. And then in regards to the Enneagram, God's influence forging the story, my husband got that for me.
Oh my
yes.
gosh. Big up you, husband.
I know. Bless him. So yeah, that's how my book came about. That's how my book came about. And yeah.
I was just reading on the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Jackie. Jackie said, no, I'm not going through. So we read it wrong. You know what it is? Because he puts a comma and then he said, going through. So I think we read that one wrong. Sorry, Jackie.
Oh, okay.
Sorry to put you in that position.
Not a problem.
So let me just quickly read what people are saying. So we got Kaz.
Yeah.
No weapon formed against you will prosper. You have become an outstanding woman and climbed so far. Keep soaring, girlfriend. And then obviously Jackie is saying, no, I'm not going through DV, I think she meant. I'm talking on behalf of the other people.
Yeah.
That are, yes. Okay, we got that one, Jackie. Sorry. And then we have Ashana is saying amen at Kaz. And there's Amanda. She says, I needed to hear this. Thanks for sharing it. Is definitely encouraging. And Jackie's saying no worries, bless up. Bless up, Jackie. Yes. So yeah, and then you said, and you've written the book now.
Yeah.
And how has it been for you since you've written the book?
Since writing the book has been good, and you know, I've spoken to different people, and then from the book, I did my own. I've got a coaching business called Infinity Life Coaching, whereby I support women who have gone through domestic violence. And then, like I said, from there, I've gone on to do Motivated Outstanding Women, which honours women who have gone through trauma. And I would say the latter part of last year, because I wrote my book in 2021, after developing myself.
Oh.
My husband was away. I had time just concentrate on me and grow me.
Yeah.
And from that came these different other things. So yeah. And then the latter part of last year, I kept thinking, I've written this book, and what now? So I was thinking about going into churches and sharing my story in regards to domestic violence. And then I came on the show with Cornita and spoke about motivated, outstanding mothers. And then was asked to do my own show, which, can I plug it?
Yeah.
Yes, folks, I will be doing my own show next week, starting next week, the 2nd of July. Oh gosh, I forgot what it is. My gifts to you.
The Curlyn Daley Show.
The Curlyn Daley Show. My gifts to you, giving voice to the voiceless. And I'll be interviewing different people in regards to domestic violence.
Yeah.
So, from coming on with Cornita and being asked to come on to do the show, I've picked up my book again to say, need to run with it. Need to share.
And you know, while writing the story, how did that make you feel? Because, you know, I know, you know, based on my experience, writing your story can be heavy.
Yeah.
Would you say it brought healing to you? What was the experience of going through that? Revisiting, you know, what you've been through?
When I was writing the story, I was revisiting the different experiences. I would have dreams about the different events. I think my lasting thought in regards to the book was the suicides. Because from time to time, they will come up in my mind, especially when I'm at home and I've got the grandkids around me and I see them playing and so forth. And I just think, how much would I have missed out on? But writing the book brought healing, it brought cleansing, and it brought freedom. Yeah.
That's the word, freedom.
It brought freedom. And peace. I'm at peace. Yeah. I'm at peace. Yeah.
So, tell us a bit more about Mom. Because I know I've been on Mom.
Yeah.
So, do you want to share the story of how that came about? And, because how you've been doing Mom as well.
Okay. Mom is a yearly event that we put on. We've just celebrated our 5th year, which was a face-to-face event. Very good.
Yeah. And
each year we honour 4 to 5 ladies. The event started by... I'd gone to America 1 year, I think it was 2017, to go and pray for my sister's friend's restaurant. He was opening it up. Anyway, this lady used to go in there. My sister was working and helping out in there. This lady used to go in there, Sean Coelho, and she would get talking to my sister. And she would share a bit about her life and so forth. And my sister again, I would say, gosh, your life represents my sister. My sister's gone through all of these different things. So anyway, she gave Gaynor her contact number and asked me to contact her. And which I did. And she told me about her event and invited me over. That was 2018 or 19. And I kept thinking, why am I going to America for a 4-hour event? And how much it's going to cost. I thought, no. But then at the same time, I felt a pull that I needed to go.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I did because she honoured me to come. And I got to meet her.
So you were the surprise honoree?
Yes. Yeah, I was her surprise honoree. And from then till now, we've been doing it together. It's a yearly event, like I said. Ours in England is March, around Mother's Day, and theirs is in May, around their Mother's Day. So, yeah.
Wow. Mom,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then now, so we're going to take a break. We're going to play some music, guys. Take a break. So, with everyone that's listening in, did you have anything else to say, Audrey?
Yeah, I've got one more question.
Why don't you pinch me or nudge me?
No, that's it. We don't have to play all players.
No, do it now. Do it now. Yeah.
Okay, so Curlyn, one of the things that you said was that you've made up your mind that you've got to live. What does that look like? Or what did that look like then? And how are you still doing that?
Okay. Then it looked like just living. You know, get up every morning, go to work, look after my children, and just live. But as time's gone on, and as a child of God, a Christian, God is opening, especially like now. I see His hand on my life, how doors are opening up. Like I said, I've written my book, I'm doing Motivated Outstanding Mothers, I do my coaching, I'm on the radio. Who would have thought I'd be on the radio? You know, sharing my story, and also to be interviewing women.
Yeah.
You know, so
hosting your own show.
I know, hosting my own show, yeah. So it's just amazing. So now I feel as if I'm living. Yeah.
Okay, so if I'm hearing you right, part of you living is helping other people.
Yeah, and I love to help other people.
And living in your purpose,
yes.
Would you say?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
So would you say that this is like your butterfly season?
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you see on the front of my book, you'll see the butterflies.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah. Definitely is.
Season.
Yeah. It really is.
Because one thing I've learned, well, I haven't learnt it, but I think I've seen it. Like, you know, like the analogy of the caterpillar, cocoon, butterfly.
Yeah,
it can happen at any age. Because I always say that my dad became a butterfly when he was like 75, and then he died when he was 84. So it was just the very latter. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's not, you know, I'm not saying that your caterpillar years are like 10 to 20 and then you cocoon, because it can happen anytime.
Definitely.
But like it just, and also we can have different cocoons for different phases of life.
Definitely.
Or different seasons of life. But you definitely, but it sounds like you're in a butterfly season, so that's good.
Yeah, she's ready to spread her wings and fly.
Yeah.
Definitely.
One of the I'm just thinking aloud. Because one of the good things, because remember when we had Cheeto. And she said something which will never leave me, because it was about you often hear about people dying from something but not living with something, and to hear what you've been through, and to know that, you know, as you said, you made up your mind to live. You know, once you have that intention, once you have that focus. But I did the same thing as well. When I made that decision, I was like, Audrey, you have to live. You have to live. So my life since that point has been trying to figure out, not even trying, I'm working on it, I'm doing it. Like, what does living mean to me? Do you know what I mean? And just do it. Just go and do it. So well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
That's it. That's my question. Over to you, Miss Mary.
Before I take a break, I just want to send shout out to the people online.
Okay.
Denise, to God be the glory. She says sis. And Janetta, I think, Janita.
Yeah.
Wow, to God be the glory, Curlyn. And then you got Shadeen. She says, love you, Mom. Thank God He held you in His hands and covered you. Continue declaring He is Lord and your Savior in every circumstance. He's the God that saves and the God that sees you. And then Ashana comes in, amen. Curlyn, you're definitely living in your purpose. May God continue to elevate you for His glory.
Amen.
Yes. Wow. So guys, we did mention that we have a giveaway. Should I ask the question now before we go? Yeah, so everybody can think about it. It's gonna be an easy question. So it's literally, what's the name of Curlyn book? We want the title and the because I've said it 100. I've said it. I'm gonna say 100 times, but yeah, as often as I've taking a break and come back on, we've mentioned the book and its name, and it's so what's the name of Curlyn's book? And that's gonna go to a lucky winner. Guys, you have to be in the UK, sorry. So if you're overseas and listening in, Yeah,
Have they got to put it in the chat?
Yeah, they just put it in the chat.
So the first one that gets
first person to put it in the chat. Not you, Ashana. You're not playing. Oh gosh, all right. So Ashana's giving the first part of it. Okay, guys, come on. What's the second part of it? I'll give you a clue, and it starts with God's. And then when we come back on, yeah, we'll see who is the winner. All right, guys. So we're just gonna take a quick break, and we'll see you. Well, we'll speak soon. Bye.
Last night a DJ saved my life. Last night a DJ saved my life, yeah. 'Cause I was sitting there bored to death, and in just one breath he said, you gotta get up, you gotta get off, you gotta get down, girl. You know you drive me crazy, baby. You've got me turning to another man. Called you on the phone, no one's home. Baby, why leave me all alone? And if it wasn't for the music, I don't know what I'd do. Yeah. Last night a DJ saved my life. Last night a DJ saved my life from a broken heart. Last night a DJ saved my life. Last night a DJ saved my life with a song. You know I hopped into my car, didn't get very far, no. Before I had you on my mind, why be so unkind? You got your women all around this town. But I was trapped in love with you, and I didn't know what to do. But when I turned on my radio, found out all I needed to know. Check it out. Last night a DJ saved my life. Last night a DJ saved my life from a broken heart. Last night a DJ saved my life. Last night a DJ saved my life with a song. Last night a DJ saved my life. Last night a DJ saved my life from a broken heart. Last night a DJ saved my life. Last night a DJ saved my life with a song. Hey, listen up to your local DJ. You better hear what he's got to say.
There's not a problem that I can't fix, 'cause I can do it in the mix. And if your man gives you trouble just to move out on a double, and you don't let it trouble your brain, 'cause away goes trouble down the drain. Said away goes trouble down the drain.
Well, all right.
Dub time.
DJ saved my life.
Yes, guys, welcome back to the My Naked Truth show right here on Feminine Touch Radio. And my name is Yannick, and I'm here with Audrey Jackson. Yannick Taylor, Audrey Jackson, because I always tend to call out Audrey's full name. I don't know, it just sounds good.
That's fine.
Mrs. Jackson, and with our guest Curlyn Daley, sharing her story and talking about her book. And before we before we took a break, we did ask the question because we're doing a giveaway. Curlyn is giving away a copy of her book, and we asked the question, what's the name of the book? And no Ashana, no Kaz, guys. You guys already have a copy of the book, so the winner would be Leah F. So Leah, what we'll do, I'll put in the chat. When we finish, we'll put all the information for you to contact Curlyn. I don't know if it's somebody that can contact you already.
Yeah,
Leah.
Fine.
Okay, so Leah, just get in touch with Curlyn and you'll get a copy of your book. Congratulations. That's right. And then Kaz is saying, Curls, a reminder, you are also a social care practitioner with BA in social science. Sorry, I just see Leah put up something. So why you guys answer the question if you already have a copy? Are you going to gift it to somebody else? Like to bless, okay, she want to bless somebody with it. That's great, yeah. So she said, so Kai says, just to remind you that you're a social care practitioner with BA in science, social science, truly gifted, helping people every day in more ways than one. God bless you. So, and then Leah is saying that she already have a copy, so she would like to bless somebody with it. So obviously when she phones you, she will tell you.
Yeah.
And then Janita says, congratulations, Curlyn, on your own show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, so welcome back, guys. Earlier, I normally send a shout out to anyone who's celebrating their birthday this month. Happy birthday to you. And and then obviously you guys know about the online chat, so you can get on to talk to us. Anybody have any questions? Don't be afraid to put it in the chat. You can put it in anonymously as well. So yeah, you don't have to put your name. So if you're listening in and you want to ask a question, you can ask it anonymously. Or if you want to say something based, or just comment based on what Curlyn has said today. So just go into the chat and just drop your question in. And with that said, I'm going to ask you a question, Curlyn. Who inspires you?
Who inspires me? I would say my children inspire me. My son and my daughter.
Yeah.
They're my reason for keep pushing through and doing. And now, my grandkids.
Aww.
So yeah, my children inspire me.
They're such inspiration, isn't it?
Yeah.
They keep you going, I must tell you.
Yeah.
Audrey?
Oh, yes.
Where were you?
I'm here. So my question is, where do you see yourself 5 years, 10 years from now with your book? And share a little bit about the new beginnings that you're doing.
I'll start off with New Beginnings. New Beginnings came about through myself and Hoshana, which is my best friend. Let me just put it out there. And, well, there's Hoshana, Carol and Julie.
So she's one of your best friends.
She's one of our best friends. There's a group of us, girlfriends.
Yeah.
We've known each other over 30-odd years and longer with Carol, because I grew up with Carol in Stoke.
Yeah.
So New Beginnings came about after we'd done this self-development and life coaching. We decided to share our story, and that's was a platform for us to share our story, and also a platform for other women to share their story. So that is new beginnings, removing the mask.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we go around, walking around with the mask and pretending that everything's okay.
Yeah.
But we need to remove it to able to help another woman and let them know that you're not on your own. You know, we've been through it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's.
I'm glad you said the mask.
Mm.
Because to me, when you have on a mask, you can hardly breathe. So take it off so you can breathe.
That's right.
That's how it sounded. Yeah. That's what
Yeah.
just came to me. Yeah. Wow.
So yeah.
So that's new beginnings.
That's new beginnings. Where do I see myself in 5 years with the book? I think in terms of what I'd like to do, like I said, go into different churches and talk about domestic violence because it's not spoken about, it's a taboo. And I'd also like to be going into schools to educate our young ladies and letting them know that they don't have to put up with, you know, because they want to fit in. And not recognising or understanding that that's bordering control or domestic violence or abuse, you know. So that's what I'd like to be doing.
Because and even understanding what abuse is, because a lot of people, young people, are in it, but they don't understand what abuse is, so they just continue to be in it. Okay, wow.
So it's more. So you're talking about almost like an educational side.
Yes,
to educate because sometimes, like, you see, if somebody is living in a house, that's their normal.
That's right,
and they don't know that it's not
normal. That's right.
And sometimes, especially with younger people, they don't have the language. So you would be sort of doing what I'm saying would be like educational.
That's right.
Giving them the language and helping them to recognise
the different sides.
Different things.
And then it's not acceptable.
Giving
them that understanding that this is not acceptable. It's not the norm.
Because as you talk about home, I mean, coming from Jamaica, I know that coming out of that whole culture and stuff, there's a lot of things that we grew up and thought was normal. And then you realize, no, it's not. Actually, that's trauma. So a lot of traumatic stuff, you know. But at the time, you know, you think it's just okay because everybody around is going through the same thing and we're just carrying on with life. But then once you take yourself out of that environment and you actually put yourself somewhere else, you know, you realize then, you know, it makes you look back and think, wow, that's true. That wasn't.
It's like I was having counselling, and when I was speaking to the counsellor in terms of, you know, the beatings that you had from your parents and the abuse that you went through with your partner, and I would say, you know, what I went through with it was my mum who used to beat us with my mum. I didn't see it as abuse because I was naughty. I was being chastised. So, but she said, no, it's abuse as well. So it's recognising, even though, you see it as normal because you've misbehaved and so forth. But no, it's abuse. So,
it's true. So, good. You again, Audrey.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Come on, Audrey.
You know what? It's because it's just such an interesting subject.
Yeah.
Because I'm just sitting there thinking, you know, like, okay, it's one thing, like what I just said, you can grow in a family that's doing stuff but not realise that it's not normal.
Yeah.
But then it can work the other way, can't it? Like you can grow up in a loving family and then go into a family that's doing the most.
Yeah. The mostest.
Yeah, the most. It's just so... See, I don't have the language for it, but it's just so... It's unique, I would say.
Yeah.
Every person's story is unique.
Yeah.
And it's not one glove fits all.
No,
definitely not.
No.
Okay. Right. My question is, and this is my last question.
Okay.
Curlyn, what's your naked truth?
What's my naked truth?
Because this is the Naked Truth Show.
I'll have to think about that and come back to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Thank you.
What's your naked truth, Jan?
Well, my naked truth is that I'm living with HIV.
That's got nothing to do with the show.
I know, but that's asking me what's my naked truth.
To do with the show?
Then it has to do with the show. That's why. I mean, with what we just talk about.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So what's my naked truth? Okay. I thought you just meant in general, personally.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. All right. To do with the show, what is my naked truth? Today's show.
Like what stood out to you? What resonated
So,
with you?
you know what? I've been through situations, I've been through domestic violence as well. And so I think for me, my naked truth would be the fact that I survived.
Yeah.
I came from it and survived, and here to tell the story, and just seeing the power of telling your story. And I think once we're in that place where we can talk about it, then it's like releasing, and not being afraid or being ashamed. So yeah, that's my naked truth, being a survivor.
Mine's kind of similar.
Okay.
Because my naked truth is overcoming.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because that's what I resonate with this story. Like you've gone through the fire. The fire didn't burn you. Your clothes didn't smell of fire. What is that song? That God is the fourth man in the fire. All of that, but you overcame. So that's my naked truth.
Yeah.
Is that I am an overcomer.
Wow. Survivor, overcomer. What are you, Curlyn?
She's still thinking about it?
I'm still thinking about it, but
That's all right.
on the back of the two of you, I would say I'm a survivor.
Yeah.
So,
I am a survivor
Amen.
of domestic violence, and it hasn't hindered my life. You know what I mean? It hasn't hindered.
It doesn't
my life.
define
No,
who
it
you
doesn't.
are.
Yeah,
who you are.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 And as bad as what I went through was hard, but I'm glad that I went through it.
Yeah.
To now be able to come out the other end and help another woman. So yeah.
Yeah.
Tell the people them Curlyn. That's
Preach it,
set them
preach it,
free.
preach.
Tell them. Oh my
Free
God.
indeed.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
fantastic.
Definitely.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, when the children of Israel come out of Egypt
Yeah.
and them have the bitter waters, and Moses throwing his stick and they became sweet.
Yes.
God will turn the bitter waters
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
There's a song that's popping in my head now. I don't know if we know it. It said, "Been through the fire, been through the rain, but I live
Oh, I don't know that one.
to learn again."
Is it a church song or a song?
I think it's a song, but I don't know. That just came to me.
Say it again. Been
Through the fire, been through the rain, but I live to learn again.
to learn again.
Yes. So yes, guys. I see if there's anybody in the chat. No, but I just want to thank everyone for joining in. I can't see any questions. Nobody coming in with any questions at the moment. But just thanks to everyone that has been listening in. But we're still, we're gonna go on now to our little questions that we normally ask. It's soon time for the show to finish, Audrey. Look at that.
Go so
Look at that. Look at that. Okay, so tell everybody where they can find you, where to get the book, and that I've put the link in the chat already.
Brilliant.
So I just want you to tell people now where they can find you, and then obviously we'll be putting the information, whatever information we need to put in the chat. So if anyone's listening in and you want to get in contact with Curlyn, we'll do that after the show and put our information in. So you're more than welcome to contact her. So yeah, let them know where they can find you online. You know,
I'm on Amazon, as it says, My Gifts, God's Forging This Story. And also, you can contact me via my contact number, my email, which Jan's already said that she'll put all the necessary emails in the chat. And that's
you're on social media?
I am on social. Sorry, yes, I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. What else?
As just Curlyn Daley?
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, and tell them about the show that you're starting next month. Next week.
Next week. I know. Exciting times. Yes, it'll be every month, the first Wednesday of each month, from 7 o'clock till 9, and we'll be having various guests on to talk about domestic violence. Also, if there's anybody out there who wants to share their story, you're welcome to contact me.
Yeah.
Like we said, my contact number will be in the chat, and we can get in touch, and I can bring you onto the show, and we can chat.
And the first show, will be Curlyn, and we'll be delving deeper into the story. So yes, guys.
Yes. And that's
looking forward.
2nd of July.
Yeah, 2nd of July.
Yes.
From 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. So come prepared to talk, guys, and don't be afraid to put your questions in the chat. And as Curlyn says, if you know anyone who would love to share their story as well, they're more than welcome to contact her, and I'll put all those details in the chat. All right, so to continue now, we're going to ask you, Curlyn, what movie or film have you been watching, and what book have you been reading lately?
Well, I read my book in preparation for the show, which, since writing the book, I haven't read it, but because I knew I was coming on the show, I read it. And, a few tears were shed, because it's like, wow.
It's not easy reading your story, is it?
It's not easy, and it's also like, ooh, did I go through that? Yeah. So, my book, my daughter's just given me a book to read. I haven't started it yet, but that will be my next book, Unstoppable Women.
Wow.
And the latest film I've watched is Straw. Everyone's talking about it. Brilliant film. Brilliant.
It is.
So, yeah.
Audrey?
Okay. My film that I watched the other day was Equalizer 3.
Oh, I watched it as well.
Yeah, Equalizer 3. Did I say that last time? Did I say last time?
No, I don't know. No, when I saw you, not on the show.
Oh, not on the show. So Equalizer 3, that was good. And the book, I'm reading about 3 books at the moment, but the one I'm going to share is 7 Deadly Sins of Women in Leadership.
Oh,
which is really good. Yeah.
Can't bother with Audrey, I tell you. I don't know why I ask you this question, because she always come in with the books.
Yeah, but you know what it is? Like, some of the books that I read... Well, no, let me just start again. We read books for different reasons.
Yeah.
But one of the reasons you can read books is that people can mentor you.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm being mentored through this book. Yeah.
Nice.
Lovely.
Yeah. How about you, Yanni?
Nice.
Film and book.
So I watched The Equalizer. And which one again? Family Plan. The Family Plan. Yeah, that was on Apple TV. And then I've read Curlyn's book. That's because I read it again just to come on, just to get a refresher. Yeah. I was just looking at the chat because something popped up. Jackie's saying, will the radio show cover different subjects, or is it primarily domestic abuse? Yes, we will cover different topics around abuse, but it's mostly about
abuse,
domestic abuse. So so that's my film and my book. My book.
Yeah, what's the book?
Oh yeah, My Gifts. God's influence forging this story. I've been reading, and I'm so looking forward to our reading time starting
I've
next
started
month.
the book already.
Which book?
Uninvited.
Oh no, we're gonna start the other one first.
Which one?
Deborah. You know why?
Have you changed it?
I haven't got mine as yet.
So we're starting with Deborah.
Yeah.
All right then.
So we actually, what is it? What it is, guys? Should I tell them?
Yeah.
What we do?
Feel free.
So, me and Audrey, we have prayer times 2 times a year. In December, we do a fasting and prayer, and we have a book that we normally read, and then in July as well. So this year we're actually reading 3 books. This is what happens when you're around a bookie. It sounds I just call it a bookie.
Better than bookworm. So.
Yeah. So we're actually reading the 2 books for July, and then we've bought another book which is really powerful, and we're like, no, we're gonna have to read that straight after, and it's called Legendary Woman. And it's just I can't even talk about it, but yeah. And then so for July we're doing Deborah's Anointing and Uninvited. Yeah,
That's the two,
those 2
Yeah,
books. So looking forward to that. So yeah, that's our little time that we do. So we try to do it mid-year and end of the year.
Yeah.
So
Brilliant.
it's actually exciting. So people probably listen and think, really? But it is exciting. Especially it depends on the books that you would read. And then we got Denise. She's saying, congratulations to you, Curlyn, on your show, and may God continue to open doors for you to help women and young ladies. God bless you always. Oh, that's so nice.
Thank you.
Thank you all for joining in. And Leah is coming in. She said, congratulations, Curlyn, on living out your life purpose. Yes.
Amen.
Unbelievable. Powerful story. Oh, thank you guys. Thanks for coming in. No questions? Nobody have any questions they want to ask? Curlyn? Okay. Let's check in to make sure. And then Leah is our winner for the book. Congratulations. And she said she'll be gifting it to somebody. So that's awesome. Because she's already, she's got a copy. And then, as earlier said,
She's gifting the gift.
Yeah, she's gifting the gift. Look at that.
I love it.
Oh, Audrey, you're so funny, you know. She's gifting the gift.
Gifting the gift.
Yes, and happy birthday to anyone who's celebrating their birthday this month. And I want to send a shout out also to our silent listeners, because we know that you're listening in. So thanks for joining in to the show. And with that said, we're just going to finish up now. I'm just going to play some music, and so people know where to find you. So while we're playing some music, I'll be putting the details in the chat.
Brilliant.
And then we'll come back and end the show. Okay, guys. So speak to you in a bit. Yes, guys. So we've come to the end of the show. Is there any final thing you want to say, Curlyn?
Just thanking everybody who listened in. Really appreciate it. Thank you. God bless.
Yeah, and just to let you know that Curlyn has put the information in the chat where you can contact her. So anyone that's listening in, if you go to the chat, you will find her information. So if you need to get contact with her to get signposted or just want to talk, you can contact her. All the information is in the chat. And just want to say thanks to everyone. Audrey, have you got any last thing you want to say?
No, just thank you. As everybody said, thank you very much.
Yes, thanks for joining in, guys. Jackie says, brilliant show. Big up yourselves. God bless. Big up, Jackie. And Steph says, congratulations on the show. God bless you.
Bless you.
So that's it, guys. So with that said, we do our show, The My Naked Truth, every month on Feminine Touch Radio, and it's the last Thursday of the month, and we normally do the show from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. and as you know, we just have a guest that comes on and share their story. For those of you who've been listening in for a while, this show is our 12th show.
Oh yeah,
Great.
yeah,
Great.
yeah.
Amazing. So next month is gonna actually be a year since we started the show, and this show is our 12th show. So we feel proud. What about you, RJ?
Do you know? Oh my gosh, the one thing that comes to me, is just start.
That's it.
Whatever you're thinking of doing, just start, because who would have known that we would be here? Even it's a year. We just started.
Yeah.
But just start.
Yeah, that's it.
Just start.
And we still have people booked throughout the year to go for the for the rest of the year for the show. So
Lovely.
we just give God thanks. And you see, this is it, because when we were just starting, you're thinking, oh, where would we find the people, this and that? But as Audrey said, just start, because whatever else is to happen will happen. We haven't had to be in a place where we'd have to stress out who's going to be coming on next month or who is this. It just flows, and the right people come at the right time. So once again, Carol C is saying, congratulations, Curlyn, nice show. Thank you for joining in, Carol.
Thank you.
All right, so, Leah, wow, just start. So encouraging. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Just start. So, Leah, if you got anything you need to do, just start. Yeah?
Start with what you have.
Yep.
Where you're
What's
at.
in your hand.
Yeah, what's in your hand.
Yeah.
And then let God do the rest.
And God will do the rest. Yeah, because that's what He's been doing for us. So, congratulations to us. Oh gosh, so take care everyone, and we'll see you next month for another fantastic show. Next month we'll be talking with Marcia M. Spence.
Oh, lovely.
And she's coming on to share the topic is talking about inner child. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that show, really, because that's gonna, you see, the show have depth, right? We're getting people coming on with deepness.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, guys, so we'll see you next month with another fantastic show. And so have a great weekend. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Hey, baby, come here. What's up with you? It's okay. This is the news on Feminine Touch Radio, celebrating women one beat at a time.
More than 120 Labour MPs are now ready to vote against their own party's plans to cut benefits. Labour MP for Paul Neil Duncan Jordan points to the government's own data.
150,000 disabled people will be pushed into poverty.
Ministers say the reforms will save around £5 billion from the welfare budget. Two Metropolitan Police officers convicted for accused conduct on a year-old girl on suspicion of cannabis. Hearing found their actions were completely
just like the ones I used to know.
When it comes to diabetes jabs, the medicines recommended
Where the
truth may be tied to genetic risk factors.
listen and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. And I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. With every Christmas card I write, may your day merry and bright, and may all Christmases be white.
All available online now.
Now I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmas be white.
Download the free Access 10 app.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Oh, may all your Christmases be
Yes, guys, welcome back. This is the My Naked Truth show right here on Feminine Touch Radio, and I'm just going to quickly send a shout out to a few people who are listening in and who have sent a message on the chat online. Guys, don't forget to go online. When you go online, there's a chat below. Just go in there, let us know that you're listening in, or if you want to be part of the conversation, that's fine. Just drop in a message or questions there. So we've got a message from Diamond all the way from Canada. Thanks for joining in. Christopher from Florida, South Florida. I don't want to leave off the South. And then Cheeto, and she's saying that she's enjoying the Christmas music. Oh, thanks for joining us, guys, and for everyone else that's listening in. I know I've got some messages on WhatsApp, but okay, if I miss you, it's only because I'm talking on the radio and I can't really stop sometimes to, send a shout out. But whenever I can, I will. So just bear with me, guys, okay? So welcome. And as you know, I'm here with my lovely co-host, Audrey Jackson. Over to you, Audrey.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're all well and having a good week so far. We're going to start off with our quote, as we always do. And it's the quote by Marianne Williamson. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that more frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small doesn't serve God. Then I'm just going to remind everybody what the My Naked Truth show is all about. So My Naked Truth show captures the stories of us who the spiritual status quo is no longer in. My Naked Truth show makes space for us to ask questions, reflect, resist and have victory over society's double standards that have deeply impacted us. Through stories and conversations, the My Naked Truth show is a pathway to community reflection and healing for us who are churched, unchurched, or find ourselves somewhere in between. This show increases thoughts, trials and triumphs of people, figuring out their faith and truth authentically. In this space, nothing is taboo and shame is unwelcome. Here we speak about the unspoken. My story, your story, is our story.
Yes, it is. Yes, guys.